Dr. Margie Mason from the College of William and Mary is with us today to talk about angles. Angle concepts play a prominent role in the middle school math curriculum. Here is an example of a release test item that covers an angle concept, the concept of congruence. Margie, what do you recommend teachers do in the classroom to help their students really understand angle concepts?
Well, one of the major problems that students have in understanding angles is that they don't realize that what an angle is really looking at is the amount of rotation between two rays. We define angle as the two rays intersecting at a common point called the vertex. I suggest the use of a very inexpensive manipulative to get across some of these ideas. Here all we have is a paper plate, actually a foam plate I guess, on which I've drawn two diameters that of course intersect at the center of the circle. It's easy with this paper plate to find these diameters because it has 18 equally spaced notches, or 36, and all I have to do is count 18 of them to get a diameter. So all I need to do is cut one radius like that on a couple of preferably contrasting colors of paper plates. Then I just fit these two paper plates together like that, and I have a very nice manipulative for examining angles. So for example, I can manipulate this so that I now have an obtuse red angle. I can spin it a little bit further around and I will have an acute red angle and have the kids identify the types of angles. I can also make a right angle as well. Now, another problem kids have is that they think that the size of an angle is determined by the amount of area between the two rays, and that really isn't so. To combat this misconception, what we can do is get another pair of paper plates and cut out smaller circles to deal with. Now here you see I've got a right angle made with this smaller set and a right angle made with the larger set of paper plates. And ask the kids which angle is larger. Many of them will say that this one is larger because it has a larger area in red than this one does, when actually these two angles are congruent. And you can see that they are congruent. Another instrument that helps get at this concept is an angle ruler. Angle ruler is very easy to use with kids. We merely put this metal piece over the vertex of the angle and then lay one side of it over one ray for the angle and the other side over the other ray. And you can see how the angle changes as we rotate the different rays.
You know, Margie, I'm really glad you brought an angle ruler because on the SOL tests at many grade levels, students are allowed to use a protractor, and if they prefer, a student can use an angle ruler instead of a protractor. So I'm really glad you brought an example so everyone could see what one looks like.
And I think the angle ruler really does help make the concept of what an angle is much clearer to students.